I did a small research. It was surprising to see that you cannot do a degree itself under banking, but you can study banking as an allied subject. Yeah, of course, but you cannot do a degree and make banking in your degree itself. So I was like, wow. And then when I get this opportunity, I'm like, whoa, damn, I'm going for it. So I went for that. So I finished my master's in finance banking investment. Shortly, with a fame, they used to call that as FBI.
Okay.
And then I was working in different companies, but at the moment, currently, I'm working in a bank called ING, which is headquartered in Netherlands, but they have a hubs, the processing unit in Bratislava in Slovakia. I'm working for the CDD department, meaning so we are doing the risk analysis for the wholesale banking clients of ING. Slovakia, in my opinion, sir, it's a very beautiful, cute country.
Yes.
It's like they give a lot of seriousness towards nature, and this line you mentioned, people will be honest to you, like they don't like to cheat you and stuff. So this I
Nothing.
experienced over here. We also have some job fairs, so how we call in India, like campus interviews, uh, like big renowned universities, like where I did. I think Technical University of Košice is the second largest university in Slovakia, and when I was doing the research, I think it was coming in the first 300 category or something, even when I was
Yes.
applying. So,
Yes.
so all this kind of renowned universities have the platform of job fairs, and many big firms, of course, they come. They just not take you for jobs directly, but also you can do internship even while you're studying.
Living
And every
expense.
month, living expenses. So dormitory, it gives you a beautiful ambience, but it was also charging you like not a very reasonable price. It was 100 euros per month, which you convert, like I think it hardly comes around like 9,000 or 10,000. Hardly it comes around if you're a student. It comes around. You also have discounts and benefits and stuff. It comes around 100 euros or hardly 150. So
So
150 is like again coming to a 15,000 rupees. So I
super.
think I manage myself just in 25,000 approximately. The banking operations subject which I studied here was having like real-time examples, like how the banking industry itself is working. Like I think banking industry over here is like few years ahead of most of the parts of the world in terms of
Super.
using digital money and all this stuff. It was actually coming in our study program itself. So I can be assured that people are already there. Like even while we are doing this interview, we're studying there, and we are in touch with them. Like the new students come, like we are in touch with them. We are there to support. I still have
Yeah.
a contact. One of the guys who was studying the same program as I did. Like he's asking me questions. I'm sharing the information I have.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, all of you. My name is Shivaraman, Director of Europe Study Center. We have been interviewing students from various domains, and many people have been asking me, why don't we do an interview with non-engineering students? So today we have Sam, who went to Slovakia for his masters and currently working in Slovakia. Sam, welcome to the show, Sam.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Whoever is watching the video.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Sam,
having me.
kindly introduce yourself to our audience.
Sure, sir. Thank you. So as Sam mentioned, my name is Sam, like Samuel Akash. So I was studying in Chennai, and I almost did all my schoolings in Chennai. I was born and brought up in Chennai. Starting from my college days, I did my BCom, Bachelor's in Commerce, in Loyola College, which is in Chennai. And then afterwards, like in the end of my last year, final year, I don't know, I just fell in love with the banking operations. It was a different kind of love. I had an opportunity to do my internship actually. So usually students were pursuing a lot of audit firms, different multinational companies and stuff. But I had a different idea of learning the banking operations itself. So I tried doing my internship in an Indian public sector bank, and there I had a lot of opportunities to experience in different areas, in different departments in a bank, like how it works in reality. What are different opportunities you can understand and grow in that. So this kind of love was always there because the environment like really accepted me. Like I felt welcomed. So I found myself in there. So I don't know. It was a desire in my heart. I don't know how to put it in words. So I was still striving to do something related to banking. I know that for sure. So as a typical Indian family, The parents always have a sound, in your career, in your future as well, because they are the ones who are taking care. You're not standing on your own legs. So, and also I'm the only child. I don't have siblings, so I
Okay.
was very much dependent on my parents. So my father came and he was talking to me one fine day, made me sit down. I remember that day. Okay, I'll give you 3 years. All right. In those 3 years, you need to find yourself, like where you're going, stuff like that. So it's already time. I mean, as mentioned, I come from Loyola College, so we had big campus interviews and stuff. So I was pursuing a lot of interviews. I wouldn't call that as unfortunately, but I was fortunately not selected in any of the companies which I liked, because at that point, yeah, it was discouraging to know, but definitely there was a very big learning experience for me, like how interviews are happening in such big companies and stuff. For me, coming from such a little exposure, it was a big experience for me. So having this in mind, my father taught me, like, okay, you have 3 years of time. You have to decide. You either work in well-known company, or you go and enroll yourself in a business school or something like that. So to give a very little short background about my family situation, like financially, uh, I would categorize our family like lower middle class.
Okay.
My father's, I think I can be open now. My father is not working at the moment. My father's every month salary, the total income of our family was 15,000 rupees. As far as I remember, his highest salary was like that. So coming from this kind of family, he was always determined that he has to give me the right education. Since my childhood, it was very serious, because my father didn't get an opportunity to learn. He was really excited, but he wanted to give that same gift to me, in educating me without any compromises. So all the institutions I've studied is like reputed ones. So he was like very much determined. You don't worry about me. I'm there to support you, but you put in your work, like you put in your efforts. So I was preparing myself for all this CAT exam, math exam, blah blah blah, whatever. And then one fine day, I don't know, it's in my life, the last year of my college. I'm a Christian. Like I go to church. I have a lot of friends. Um,
Super.
so one of the sisters who are elder to me, I don't know, it was a very cute conversation. We've never spoken a lot before that. She randomly picked me, "Hey Sam, come here. What are you doing in life?" I said, like, just I'm in the last semester. I'm gonna finish, and I'm pursuing to do my competitive exams. And then she said,
Okay.
"Why are you wasting your life? Like, okay, it's fine. You're getting into business school, but whatever a capital you're gonna put in a business school, if you put a similar capital, and you go outside of India, you can at the same time pursue your masters and not waste your time, and you're gonna get a lot of exposure." I was like, "No, like you don't know anything about my family, and no, financially we cannot do it." I just laughed, and she said,
Okay.
"No, obey me. I'm not talking without any experience. I'll give you one number. If you respect me, you just contact that person. That's it, nothing else." So I came
Okay.
home with that same respect. I just, without any expectation, without any, dreams or stuff, without any desire, I just pinged that number. And then this guy who was already in Czech Republic, he was finishing his masters. He already got a job and stuff like that. He was in that kind of stage. And he said, like, Anna, like, this sister told me to contact you. I don't know. You give me like whatever inputs you want to give. And then he said, okay, Tambi, I come from ESE, and I just have to suggest the same people. You go there, and they'll give you, whatever information you need. And fast
Super.
forward, I come to ESE, I come to Slovakia, here I am. So the just mention what I did was, in the same year. Thankfully, I didn't get to waste my time. Thanks for ESE, thanks for all the good people, whoever who was gracious in my life. I came to Slovakia. I was studying in a city called Košice. It's the Technical University of Košice, but the cute thing is, they have a very big faculty of economics, and
Yes.
I get to do my master's in finance, banking, and investment, which was a very big achievement in my life, because one big thing which I liked for, which I desired for, uh, I got experience in that, is like my master period, because I really wanted to pursue uh, my banking. And one more cute thing I would like to mention over here is during my preparation for this CAT exam, AT exam. Maybe I'm wrong, sir. You can correct me. At least in the time I was preparing for my exams, I did a small research. It was surprising to see that you cannot do a degree itself under banking, but you can study banking as an allied subject. Yeah, of course, but you cannot do a degree and make banking in your degree itself. So I was like, wow. And then when I get this opportunity, I'm like, whoa, damn, I'm going for it. So I went for that. So I finished my bachelor, I mean, master's in
Yes.
finance, banking, investment. Shortly, with a fame, they used to call that as FBI.
Okay.
And then I was working in different companies, but at the moment, currently, I'm working in a bank called ING, which is headquartered in Netherlands, but they have a hubs, the processing unit in Bratislava in Slovakia. I'm working for the CDD department, meaning so we are doing the risk analysis for the wholesale banking clients of ING.
Excellent. So, you know, a phone number which you
Yeah,
got it from your well-wisher, you know,
yeah,
in the church, in a holy place, which
yeah,
took you to ING and currently working in Europe. Man, what a
yeah,
transformation. And you may say, okay, ESC and all those things, but we just showed you where to apply, how to do, and all those things. It's just 1%. But for you to make it count, for
hmm
you to make it count and make it happen, and how much challenges you would have faced before Sam reached this position. And since you openly said, you belong to, when you were like studying, bachelor's, I mean, lower middle class family with your family income, but you always aspired big and you were always looking out for options, right? How I can maneuver around and how I can move forward. And we are very happy to work with students like Sam and create more value addition, etc., etc. Really, happy doing these sort of interviews. And when I look back at my life, also, Sam, 16 plus years I have been doing this, and when I look into all these success stories, it motivates me for the next 16 years. Because as Sam knows, I don't misguide a student by sending him to UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, just for the sake of commissions. And these sort of interviews will never happen, right, Sam? Hmm? Wonderful. Wonderful.
definitely, sir. I strongly agree with that. I like there's a wonderful phrase in Tamil. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys, who was not understanding Tamil. So பசுமரத்து ஆணியில அடிச்சது போல, they used to tell. Like I remember that clearly. It was crystal clear. It's still crystal clear for me. That day, I'm meeting you for the first time along with my parents.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, I definitely had a lot of questions. If I look back now, my questions were actually out of fear and anxiety and stuff.
Of
But
course.
yeah, you were having clear cut answers, sir. Like you always had this wonderful typical word அப்புறம் தம்பி. You were already ready, you're ready for the next question. You gave me a wonderful answer which is convincing, and you were ready for the next question as well. அப்புறம் தம்பி. We used to
Sam.
actually come here in Bratislava. It's not just me, sir. We have a lot of people, like a lot of brothers and sisters in living in Bratislava who also working like me, who come from ASC actually, who studied
Yes,
here.
yes,
So
yes,
we used
yes.
to say this common thing. Did you experience this? Apran Nambi, like yes, I was always giving you,
See,
all
because
ready answers. Like you can be
thank you,
convinced
Sam.
so much.
Sam,
Yeah,
Sam, I have nothing to hide.
yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
seriously have nothing to hide. And I don't tell a single child, you're
yeah,
going to get job, you're
yeah.
going to do part-time job, you're going to earn so much, I'm going to get you scholarship. Nothing.
hmm
I just don't have anything to hide or say any false promises or fake commitments or absolutely nothing.
yeah.
So it's as open and transparent. Plus, I had studied in India, my bachelor's, I did my master's in Europe, worked there, and doing this for donkeys years.
hmm
Even you do this, you will have the same confidence, Sam. This is not a,
Definitely.
a rocket science. And I follow a simple mantra, which is good for the students, we will do it. Which is
hmm
not good for the students, we will not do it. But unfortunately, Sam, nowadays, if you look at the only focus is given to paisa, money, student career, his future, what is he going to learn, what is the quality of professors, it's given zero value. And people are spending lakhs and lakhs. And in return, in the form of education, they are not getting anything. But finally, what do they blame? They say, Tamil, they used to say, படிக்கிறதே waste. Meaning, studying itself is of no use. That is what people have come to this conclusion. And these sort of interviews from successful students like Sam, motivates a lot of people. So,
Uh,
yeah, looking back at your journey before we get into further topics. So, you started this process when you were in the final year, so all was very smooth at Europe Study Center, offer letter, visa, etc., etc.
Sir, so in my story, how acutely I mentioned about the sister who was well wishing for me. So definitely, I cannot write this story without ESE, right? Like to be, so much excited about the universe, the power of the universe. I was my first education institute was Holy Angels. ESE
Okay.
was just opposite to that. So
Okay.
when I came back, like, oh my God, I started my schooling over here. Like I was to be so little. That itself was a big positive vibe for me, at least for me. I'm a basically emotional person. So I went inside. Unfortunately, I forgot this ma'am's name. She was the one who was getting me through all the universities, like whatever courses they were having, everything. But I was still, to be honest, I was still confused because I myself didn't know anything. I was not even desiring for pursuing this, line of career. I went home. We had a discussion, of course, in the family, and then like all the brainstorming happened, and then I came back to IC again. Now I know the people who actually worked along with me. Especially, I cannot stop me from mentioning Subhashini ma'am. They were like so wonderful, like very
Yeah.
much helpful. They were like, and then they brought me and my parents to you, sir. Like you gave me a lot of positive, vibe for us.
Thank
Meaning,
you.
I'm not saying like, just like you mentioned, you are very much diligent and you are very much honest. I think this was the one factor which actually even touched my father's heart, because if without my father's move, I cannot go. I was dependent on him
Yes.
at that point of time. So he actually told, okay, you can. I think you can go for this. So this, the gut feeling, it should come from the positive actions and the, the already set atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put this in words. So starting from the beginning, as you mentioned, you guys were so much determined in supporting, and you were very much clear in that. And I still remember, just like you also mentioned to other people, you did mention to me as well. Sam, I don't assure you any job or even part-time job. I'm not telling anything like that. We're just directing you. We're just giving you the contacts. We're just giving you all the information you need, and it's up to you to totally make use of it. And that's exactly what happened in my life as well.
Super.
um, you also gave us like advice, like how to arrange for money and stuff, because sir, to be honest, bottom line, we had no information, we had zero idea.
Okay.
But I had a desire, of course, to level up our family background,
Super.
because for 20 years you're seeing something happening in your life,
Yes.
and you're strongly believing that education plays a very major role,
Yes.
and the career you set for yourself
Yes.
plays a really big role. And
Super.
unfortunately, this opportunity was not given to my father, but now it's
Yeah.
coming to me. And I'm really thankful for the people who are gracious to give me the lines, like to give me the context, to give me the connecting dots. It's up to me to connect the dots. But yeah,
Yes.
uh, but in your way, sir, in your place, you guys did whatever much possible. Actually, we're supportive a lot. I have even more stories to tell, but I don't know if this interview time will be enough for me to share. Yeah.
Wonderful. Then now I would like to talk about technical university of course, say your program. So first we'll start about how good was the university, TUKE in Slovakia.
To be honest, I would say I was like awestruck, because I've seen all this, things in only in movies, people going to different foreign countries and stuff. And also, I think I got some videos to see, like even when I was in India, that itself was like even more encouraging. When I came here, it was literally like a Slovakia, in my opinion, sir. It's a very beautiful, cute country.
Yes. Yes.
It's like they give a lot of seriousness towards nature, and this line you mentioned, people will be honest to you, like they don't like to cheat you and stuff. So this I
Nothing.
experienced over here. Even after coming to Koshets, like I need to tell this, right? Like my first travel out of India, my first seal in my passport is like out of India is to Košice. So we go to from Chennai to Delhi and Delhi to Vienna in Austria, and then from Vienna we had a flight to the Košice directly. And from Košice airport, you again feel like lost and stuff, but still, I was not alone, thankfully. I think we went along with like 10 of us, like guys and together. So they all studied in different departments though, and we had contact person to pick us up from the airport. They got us to the dormitory, the hostel typically, and then they made every all formalities to be done, and then they found the room for us. Everything was like very smooth and steady. It was I cannot forget that night. It was a night.
Excellent. So then let's talk about the professors. How
Mm,
helpful and
mhm.
how knowledgeable they were. Kindly talk about them.
So professors, I think I don't know if people who already did the interviews mentioned it or not. I was able to experience strongly that professors over here are not just based on some eligibility exams or stuff like that. They have the raw learning experience.
Yes.
They have a lot of things to vent to you. um, they can inculcate a lot of knowledge to you. Like I would typically call them as mentors, like so, how on earth a person coming from Tenambed will, imagine running an R program software, R Studio software? I don't have any idea about that. I don't even know if that exists, But these people, like, made me a guy who is so much afraid to use laptop. I don't have any shame to confess this. I don't even know how to turn on a CPU. That was my standard. So I bought this laptop. It was brand new. I don't know how to even use that. So the everything, sir, like in the university, most probably everything was with the use of my laptop. So technically, you get to grow. Technologically, you get to get a lot of exposure, and the students coming from different parts of the world, seriously, and they have a program called Erasmus program. So people get to come and you do a couple of semesters along with you. You get to share a lot of knowledge with them, because these people are determined. And also the professors talking especially about, I think Jan Buletska, he was the dean of students when we went. He was like politely so welcoming
Yes.
us, and he was giving a bright smile and positive energy. Yeah, I mean things were Slovak. I one suggestion, if guys are trying to go to different countries where the regional language is still different, I would strongly suggest to at least give a shot of learning the language a little bit. It would be really helpful. Because all the documentation, because they respect the language a lot, and every documentation is in the regional language. Of course, people were very much enthusiastic with English. They talk to you in English, and the way they receive you is like very good. It gives a good feel to you. And I get to collaborate with a lot of professors. Like I remember Professor Raimund Medalla. He was like extremely like standing apart, like outstanding. The knowledge he could impart in you is like it comes along with you for life. So many platforms he introduced to us in the classes. I don't know like these platforms were available. Being a student in that, from economics, I don't know. Like you get to practice and you get to see the reality. Knowledge wise, it's definitely a big return on investment. And I also remember a lot of professors, Lubitska ma'am. She was the one who was the thesis professor for me. I get to do a thesis in my whole life for the first time. So I have a book under my name. So it's a really big passionate for you thing for you. When I told this to my parents, they were like extremely happy. Ah, you
So
are an author. So technical university gave me an opportunity to write my own book, which is published. So all these new opportunities. And sorry, sir, I forgot to mention about one more professor, Mr. Michael Saltes. You could see his sign and seal in almost every documentation. Uh, he was the dean of students, and he was taking one of the classes in our last semester, and he was a super busy person. I remember him. I don't know if he remembers me, but the classes he took was very much intellectual, very much about the subject itself, but the knowledge they can give to you, impart to you in general is like huge. It's like ocean. You get to learn how to get navigating yourself into this world, like in this era, in this kind of stream where you belong to. So these are the people who are actually in the top. So they're giving some knowledge which is like super useful for you, how to navigate yourself in this different kind of environment. So yeah.
Excellent. I always believe, Sam, you may have a 100-acre campus, you may have cutting edge laboratories, etc., etc. But without qualified professors taking classes for the students, it's
Mhm.
like operation success and patient no more. And this is the major problem which we have in India. And I always say when I go to colleges for presentation, I ask them, European professors are part-time or full-time at the university. Everybody says, sir, full-time, sir. No, they're only part-time because they get associated with industries, research projects, and they bring this to the classroom level. So by the time the student finishes his studies, he or she is ready for industrial level requirement when it comes to the
Exactly.
employment. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what sort of subjects you studied, if at all you could remember few of them, and what was your favorite subject during your master program?
Definitely I cannot forget them. So banking modeling, banking models one and two in two kind of semesters. Um, Risk analysis platforms. I think evaluation of money. Um, and then like I'm not probably not giving you the exact names of the subjects itself, but
Okay.
these subjects will enhance your ability in learning a lot of subjects in your master program,
Okay.
meaning banking operation. Yeah, let's keep it an example. So I was
Okay.
starting to trying to learn like what are the technicalities in banking operations, because in India, if you compare, we have a different, very unique kind of banking sector, um,
Mm-hmm.
like private sectors and public sectors. But you really don't have to have a lot of knowledge about banking itself, the industry, how it works behind. But the banking operations subject which I studied here was having like real time examples, like how the banking industry itself is working. Like I think banking industry over here is like a few years ahead of most of the parts of the world in terms of
Super.
using digital money and all this stuff. It was actually coming in our study program itself. um, I think his name was Radovan, wonderful professor, was young, very energetic. He was giving us projects in a real time scenario, meaning we have to make a project, investing ourselves, like investing money. You're not literally investing money, but this platform works in a way, like if you invest in this kind of stock, what are the growth and fluctuations you're facing, and what are the end results, and what are your key learnings. So you have to, you cannot really copy paste from Google or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And at the same
nothing.
time, he'll be very much determined to support you. So like if you put
Super.
on like hands-on experience, like you put on some real work, and you get the questions to him, nobody is like not trying to hesitate and answer you back, but they're so much interested to learn along with you. If that's a new information, they'll be so keen to learn from you and
Yeah.
educate you back. So they don't have any I don't know how to call this, but they don't have any hesitation to learn from you as well. You're a student, how can I learn from you? No, nothing like that. They're very open minded, like seriously.
Super.
Yeah.
Super. And then when did you start applying for your jobs?
So I think we also have some job fairs. So how we call in India, like campus interviews, uh, like big renowned universities, like where I did. I think Technical University of Košice is the second largest university in Slovakia.
Yes.
And when I was doing the research, I think it was coming in the first 300 category or something, even when I was
Yes.
applying. So
Yes.
all this kind of renowned universities have the platform of job fairs, and many big firms, of course, they just not take you for jobs directly, but also you can do internship even while you're studying. My master program was very unique because exactly like after 4 or 4.5 months I started my university, COVID hit. It was pandemic all over the world.
Okay.
So it was like it was a big change all over the world. So my example might not be so the reality, but generally you can even do internships. Like for example, honestly speaking, now we are working like full-time working, right? Now also we have students coming from same ESC, studying in technical university, STU, Slovak Technical University, so many universities, medical universities, blah blah blah. So guys who are working as in different areas like medical doctors, this kind of stream, we get to share the knowledge whatever we couldn't experience when we were studying. So we
Yes.
are sharing information about what are companies here, like what are the programs they're offering. And the job fairs also, will do the same over there in the universities. They come, they advertise, they talk about the different programs they have. You can go. It's not for any charge, it's free of cost. If you're a student, you're using the ISET card, you can do a lot of things, you can explore. And ISET card also brought me a lot of advantages. You can travel for free all over Slovakia without paying
Super.
one single cent. Many opportunities were there. Yeah.
Very nice. So when did you get your first job and what was the company's name and your designation?
Sure, sir. So I started in 2019, was a 2-year program.
Yeah.
I got graduated in 2021. Um, so even in the last semester, I started applying for different companies. So just like I
Okay.
mentioned, it was kind of the world is waking up from the pandemic era. So slowly they are trying to give opportunities and stuff. So I got to get the first change my visa status from
Yeah.
student visa to employment visa. So that's how it works, at least in Slovakia. I'm not sure about other countries. So
Okay.
first, you need to get a job, and the HR department should offer you some papers. So all this process happened in my last semester itself. Like even when I was
Okay.
doing my last exam, the semester exams, I was already applying and already got the interviews and stuff. So you get the job assurance already in my hand. And
Okay.
finally, I just had to submit my thesis, present before the state board. State board in the sense. One more thing I think I would like to add over here, sir. um, I've heard different stories from a lot of students, right? Even from India. I don't know if I can use the word cheating, but it's kind of like that. You can do some malpractice and you can easily get through it, right? But here,
No
it is
chance.
definitely not possible. No chance, because you are doing a thesis. Even if you do something here and there with a thesis, you're caught when you're facing the state exam. Like the
Done.
state exam is nothing but a panel of interviewers. They are representing the state's education board. They are like super powerful people, and they question you based on the thesis you submitted. And the thesis you're preparing and you're submitting goes to a lot of checks, plagiarism, so many whatnot. So first of all, you need to be very much 100% sure that it's your pure natural work. You cannot forge, you cannot do anything, and and also in the end, I think you have a big confidence in you, like you're doing something new, and it's been approved by like authorized people and authorized state government. And in the end, it's like you get a smile, like you get a big emotional confidence of doing something, like so anyways, I was just facing my state exam and applied for this American company which is here,
Okay.
AT&T.
18.
AT&T is like I think they are very much big in the telecommunication industry in the
Yes.
United States and also in other parts. So I was working there for 1 year, few months, and then I thankfully got an opportunity in PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Super.
That's I think one of the big fours, and then I was working in the intelligence processing center. So that was a new department that was opened. So there I actually got a lot of experience about the consultancy business, like how it works and what are the pros and cons and blah blah blah. And then with the same experience, like in the during the work period at PwC itself, we got to collaborate with the ING's processing in different kinds of departments.
Okay. Okay.
So specifically to mention LSR, like last step remediation and stuff.
Mhm.
So through that contact, like I was like I mentioned, I was falling in love with banking operations. So I wanted to do something in the banking environment. So PwC was a good platform for me to transfer myself from PwC to ING itself. Here I am learning, like it's an everyday learning process, and
Super.
you're gaining more experience day by day. So.
Okay. One more time. Currently, where you're working and what's your designation?
So I'm working for ING Bank. So that's headquartered in Netherlands, Amsterdam, and they are a huge bank, mainly focused on wholesale banking clients, and they have a hubs in Bratislava, We call us as processing unit,
Okay.
and I'm specifically working for the French portfolio, meaning whatever clients requests are being processed in France, it comes to us, and we are the ones who are doing all the investigations in the business activities, source of funds, and sanctions exposure, embargoed countries, all the nexus with UHRC countries, and so we prepare all the information about the clients, like A to Z, like this kind of information we are preparing, and in the end we are assessing the risk the clients are imposing to INZ. So this is basically what I'm doing.
Super, super. One more question that I wanted to ask you was, whenever students go abroad, it's so easy for them to get distracted. And finally, they end up being
Mhm.
unsuccessful and blame, the country or the program XYZ. There is no end to the complaint box. So, as a
Mhm.
successful student or as a successful young professional, kindly enlighten the audience, why it is so important to stay focused on the task of going abroad for studies, the prime focus, I mean, studies.
Definitely, sir. It's a very important thing to be very much focused. Uh, I cannot say if I'm an example for that, but I just feel humbled when you ask this question to me. Comparing to myself with others, yes, I did see a lot of people who got distracted and deviated. Even they got to
Yes,
discontinue while they were studying. Also, like they invested so much and
yes,
they just got distracted. It was unfortunate. I felt bad for them. And personally, talking, I also pursued them. Like I used to sit with them and have a conversation. No, come on, focus, because the opportunities over here to for you to get distracted also is huge. Like it's
yes,
extreme, right? Like you can either grow or you can find yourself in deficit. So you get a
exactly.
lot of opportunity to get distracted emotionally, financially, and even study wise, right? You can easily get distracted, but you need to always remember where you started and why you started. These
Yes,
questions are the
super,
ones who are driving for you to go forward. So like you need to pause
yes,
every now and then, and realize what are you doing. Are you doing like what you imagined for yourself to do in the future, like all these questions basically.
super, super. Because, those people, okay, they are not focused, they deviate, okay, they lose, but they demotivate others also. Europe is like this, that, and all this. Oh my God, come on. So, what I'm trying to tell audience is you stay focused towards your task, you're going to win this. Yes, Sam, please.
Yes, sir. So basically, I remember you also told this to us when we were meeting. You get to carry the reputation of your country, like you
Yes,
represent the country, right? Um,
yes,
I've seen, like, I think I'm here for almost 5 years. I think a lot of people I've met in my life from different countries, people who all, who had wonderful experience with fellow Indians. They get to see, show the same replicate the same emotional affection towards you as well. But
yes.
at the same time, I also felt bad for the people who did not receive such good impression from Indians, maybe from here, maybe from other parts, but basically whatever you sow you reap.
You reap, yeah.
One of the examples, I think I can mention it. um, I don't know. Maybe the students who were starting before us. It has a good ending. Don't have to be worried. Um, so one of the professors who, I mean, one of the students who were starting before, basically from India. I cannot be sure if he or she was from ESU or something. They can be from random place, right? So probably they didn't do well, and I think they did give the student or professor a hard time. So that was kind of impacting the new students as well,
Okay.
directly or indirectly. But for us, we don't have to be afraid, because how the system over here works is, if something is not proper, if something is not going in the way it was meant to go, the people over in the top, they're always overlooking things. Like they are looking into it and they're trying to fix it for you. So it happened even in my university days, that one particular semester, one particular subject, we could not even face the exams with proper knowledge or stuff like that, because of various reasons. But there was one professor, I need to mention his name, wonderful, such a loving professor, Joseph Glowa.
Okay.
Um, so Joseph is called as Joseph in Slovak. Yeah. So Joseph Glowa is a wonderful professor. He gave us second chance, like all of us.
Super.
Okay, okay, this is what your problem. Okay, I like, so probably I was the representative of my batch. Like these guys were always pushing me, and when I say guys, that was a wonderful new thing for me also in life to understand. Right? See, I'm like remembering every part whenever I share some story. Until college, I got to learn only with people from my age category, but in the master's program, I was studying with people who already work for Wipro, who already work for all this multinational Apple, who already work for different companies. So they bring you some experience along with them.
Yes.
So, and also you study along with them, and I was also helping them as well. So we explained the situation to Joseph Glowa, and he was giving us another chance. And it was that same semester where most of us got the highest percentage. So
Wow.
that can also happen because people are easily understanding your intentions. So
Super.
if you intend something for good, good happens to you. So it is important to know yourself.
Yeah. Now, how happy your parents are now? I would love to know that.
So I think, with all humility, I can say parents are really happy. I think we also talked about you and ESE recently. We're so thankful as a family because we remember all the things that happened, all the helping hands that came along to us. Like, sir, you were very understanding, even financially. Like I mentioned, at that point of time, we were not doing so good. We were also kind of understanding about our situation. Even when there was like a little bit of lag and stuff, you was like patient. Okay, fine, it's good, something good for your life. It's okay. So you were not like pushing and stuff. Thanks a lot for that. But now, uh, parents are living happily in a little bit of outskirts. But thankfully, by the grace of God, they're enjoying air conditions. All the the missed opportunities they lost in life. So they're traveling and they are living life, sir. So they're not any much more burdened with money, burdened with reputation, because I think even emotionally, when people like relatives, they come meet, we were like joint family system. I could like significantly experience my father will be like kind of put down just because of his education background.
I
So
understand. I understand.
yeah, but now things have like flip flop, like
Changed.
changed upside down. Like I recently visited India, and the way they received me was like, you guys
Celebration.
received me in a very different way. So
See, this
all
is
this
what,
changeover happened.
brother. We keep doing our work sincerely,
Yeah,
dedicatedly, and in a smart way. And when you are under the umbrella of a top public university, when you have professors like Michael or Jan, with
yeah,
you guiding them day in and day out, they're like super dedicated people. They dedicate their life to teaching,
yeah.
academics, subjects, students. This is what their focus is. So
Hmm.
obviously, winner takes all. So if you're focused
Yeah,
enough, you will grab everything, man. Wonderful. And also, you would be also constantly learning, right? And upgrading your
hmm,
skills because your fundamentals are strong.
yeah.
You
I
can
still have
imagine Sam.
a
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, sir. I still have a pursue. I mean, I still have an interest to do my PhD as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yo, yeah,
Best wishes. And I would love to call you Dr. Sam and do a part two of this.
yeah. Fingers crossed. Like you mentioned, the professor Jan Blecka. So he was the one. I remember that day. The graduation ceremony happened. So it was interesting for me to know. I mean, he's the dean of students, right? Like he's getting to see a lot of people in everyday life, but so specifically he remembered me. So I think he strongly mentioned, I felt bad, like I didn't understand what he meant because it was in Slovak, but I asked him afterwards, like the ceremony happened. He explained. So he remembered me. One of the questions and answer sessions we used to have, that how he enlightened himself as well, and what was the knowledge he was sharing, and he actually made me stand in front of in the auditorium, and everyone clapped. So there was like wow. So they respect like us, and it's not like they're just completely ignoring, oh, you study, you're just one among them, you're not one of the crowd. No, it's not like that. If you do something extraordinary, it's been noticed, it is being rewarded as well, like you got applause. So yeah.
Super. Yeah. One more thing, with your permission, I would like to tell audience is, even if you take Instagram, everybody becomes a computer science guru nowadays. Study data science, study data analytics, cyber security. Your life is done. You're
Mhm.
going to go somewhere and all those things. I'm not uh, upgrading or degrading any courses here, but all courses, whether it's psychology or bachelor's in commerce or any course, as good opportunities provided. We study properly and at the right place with right professors. And
Exactly.
we have a successful student, Sam, who was passionate enough, studied
Mhm.
BCom at bachelor's, and more inclined towards banking. And fortunately, through the Holy Church, he found a contact and got in front of ESC, and now studied banking, and now he's super successful, man. Wonderful. He was like a ideal template, from a guy having all these difficulties and making it big and working for one of the top multinational bankings. Wonderful. And Sam, many guys are like you, meaning to say they want to find opportunities and keep moving, but they don't know
Yeah.
that for a 3
Mhm.
3.5 lakhs fee structure they can study in
Mhm.
European countries. They don't know that. That
Yep.
is why we do these sessions. Second, or two last questions. So
Sure.
people would love to ask me this: during your
Mhm.
study time, what was your monthly living expenses plus the tuition fees that you paid? If you could tell it in INR, people will be really easy.
Sure, sure,
Living
sure.
expenses when you are studying as a student, not when you're
Mhm.
working now.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, sir. I understand. So basically, I remember it was, I think, mm, it was put together just so seven. Anyway, so it was 3,500 euros,
Okay,
like for 1 month, which
one
in
year. Yeah.
INR, if you convert, I think it was 3 lakh or something per year,
Yes.
like for the
Yeah.
full year. And
Yeah.
for I was doing 2 year program, and it was like 7 lakhs put together, 3.5, yeah,
Living
so seven
expenses.
lakhs
Yeah. Living
and every
expenses.
month living expenses. So dormitory, it gives you a beautiful ambience, but it was also charging you like not a very reasonable price. It was 100 euros per month, which you convert, like I think it hardly comes around like 9,000 or 10,000. So the food expenses, so it depends on you, right? Like you, if you're a lavish spender, it varies, but I'm just saying the sufficient amount, like with this amount you can easily run a whole month. So hardly it comes around, if you're a student it comes around, you also have discounts and benefits and stuff. It comes around 100 euros or hardly 150. So
So
150 is like again coming to a 15,000 rupees. So I
super.
think I manage myself just in 25,000 approximately.
When you were able to manage your financials properly, that's why ING selected you, Mr. Sam. Get it?
Yeah,
When you
sir, like
cannot manage your own financials, do you think these
yeah,
banks will select you? Sorry to
yeah.
say, they will never.
I mean, I also
Super.
had this burden from my home, right? Like every time, like I mentioned, it was like pandemic time. I also didn't get to work a lot. But every time I asked my parents, they have to send an INR to convert to be euros. And thankfully, afterwards, I got opportunities to work for Domino's, KFC, something like that. So there, I made some money, and I started asking money from parents. So, but still, my spending expenditure amount was like in the same kind of category. It never went like hugely across.
I always tell students only one thing. When you take money from your parents, whichever financial background they are, spend less, spend
Yeah.
optimally. When you earn, do whatever you want. But
Hmm.
they do the reverse actually.
And also, I'd like to mention this, sir. Sorry, I'm taking a lot of time, I know, but
No,
I just
no.
wanted to give the utmost information to the audience, right? Because I had these questions in my head before coming to Slovakia. For this, what will I do? Like, for this, what will I do? But after coming here, I see for discounted price, like because you're a student of this university, for discounted price, there's like areas for you to wash your clothes, and the laundry, the internet connection, like free of charge,
Super.
like so many discounts for you. You don't have to be afraid. Like I'm coming from this kind of family background. I was afraid because it was my first time, but people were already there. But now also I can be assured that people are already there. Like even while we are doing this interview, we're studying there, and we are in touch with them. Like the new students come, like we are in touch with them. We are, there to support. I still have
Yeah.
a contact. One of the guys who was studying the same program which I did. Like he's asking me questions. I'm sharing the information I have. Like how did I do?
Great,
Blah
man.
blah blah. So
Especially hats off to you for this point, because whatever you told me before, that's for
mm,
your good, your
yeah.
family, and all these things. But the point which you said right now, in between your busy schedule, you still keep helping them. Excellent, man. Sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom, good, positive intent, positive ideology always will only take you higher. To even say, just in a short way, many people, since ESC is the most successful company in India, many people started many companies similar with our name. Okay, I never took any action because I know that they will die in 6 months, and they
Yeah.
died in 3 months. That was only surprising for me. So
Understand.
you cannot do any magic without logic. This is what I
Yeah.
strongly believe. Fundamentals, and of course, these processes are very challenging, but no pain, no
Hmm.
gain. Wonderful.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Sam. Any last few points you wish to say before we sum up this beautiful, inspirational interview, Sam?
Sure, sir. Thank you. I'm not a guru or something, but with this few years experience I have, with all humility, I think I would like to mention: dream bigger, dream higher heights. Does not matter where you stand rightly, in the right moment, but the destination matters. Yes, but destination is always not the matter. The ultimate purpose is to have a beautiful experience in life. The journey you take, that matters. And also try to come to a place and stage of giving more what you have received, because when you turn your heart to the side where you are standing to give more, you automatically get to receive a lot, and then you become a blessing to others as well. Be blessed and be a blessing. I think that's what you give keeps you moving ahead in life.
Superman, super inspirational. Very soon, I will make a trip to Bratislava and we'll meet at a coffee shop very soon.
I wanted to mention this before the end of the interview. Please come to Bratislava.
Sure.
We also started cooking nowadays, so we get to serve you better, sir.
I would love to, and I'm on my way very soon. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Take care, man. All the best, and convey our special regards from entire ESC family to your father and mother,
Sure,
who are, I would say, the main reason for your growth
sure.
and for your
Definitely.
successful, and what they taught you to life: to work hard, forget about the challenges, think positive, move forward, keep going.
Mm.
That's, I feel, that's why I give major credit to them. Then only it's you, ESC professors, and everybody. Wonderful. Thank you so much, and take care and keep growing. And if
Yeah,
you're
thank
doing
you,
your
sir.
PhD or whatever it is, I would like to do a part two of this interview after
Yeah,
5 years with all your
sure,
further
sir.
comments.
Sure, sir. Fingers crossed. Thanks a lot. Thank you,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye bye.